Fate. The development of events outside a person's control, regarded as predetermined by a supernatural power. Destiny. The events that will necessarily happen to a particular person or thing in the future. When stars align and universes collide, some things in our life are just meant to happen. 1993. Mike Thomas had just been given the role of head professional at Harmony Landing Country Club in Goshen, Kentucky. It came at the same time him and his wife Jannie were expecting their only child, Justin. Golf was in the family. Mike's father, Paul, was a professional himself, spending 28 years as a club professional in Ohio, and even playing in the 1962 US Open. Paul was extremely hard on Mike. He was an old school grinder, practicing every day and punishing you when you played bad. It sucked the love of the sport out for Mike, and he majorly underachieved. So Mike wasn't going to be like this with Justin. He made an oath that he was always going to be his friend before his father. Mike was never going to introduce Justin to golf, but he knew one day it would just happen. See, Mike would spend all of his days teaching on the driving range or doing jobs around the country club, so little Justin would just potter around, hitting balls and passing time. He was 3, so he couldn't be left alone, but his mum would sit and watch and just hand him bucket after bucket right till it got dark. By age 7, he was a miniature professional. He had his own full-time routine for practice and competitions, and would even only wear trousers because that's what the pros did. His father really had a tough time keeping him away. He would never approach Justin to tell him he was doing something wrong, or that he needed to work on something. He was just there to answer any questions Justin may have, and guide him down the right path. Justin was completely hooked. He was practicing 10 hours a day by age 11. One day his dad Mike said to him, "Why don't you just stay home tomorrow and play some basketball in the backyard with some of your buddies, or play video games? Just be an 11-year-old for the day." Justin said, "Yeah, I might do that. I'm kind of tired and my hands hurt." About 9:30 the next morning, his dad was out there teaching and he sees him down there hitting balls. I guess that didn't work out very good then. He said that he got bored. He was so driven so early on, with no encouragement from his family at all. Being very small as a junior, Justin was always trying to hit the ball as hard as he could, most of the time swinging off his feet, something him and his dad tried stopping in high school, but he couldn't hit the ball, so they just left it. Justin did dabble with other sports like basketball and baseball, but he really wasn't any good at any other sport. His mum and dad used to argue when they used to go watch his games. Mike would say he's got no chance of getting in the teams. It's harsh, but he sucks. He was so busy travelling to junior competitions and practicing, he didn't have time for other sports. Jannie would say, "How can you say that about your son?" But it was true, but Justin was good at what he did. Not one of them players on the court could hit a 3-wood to a back right pin, but he could. So in 7th grade, when he didn't get picked for any of the teams, that was it. All systems go on golf. He won 3 competitions on the AJGA and in 2007 won the Junior Evian Masters in France. It was here that he met good friend Jordan Spieth for the first time. He was at such a disadvantage to all the other kids being so small. When he won the FootJoy Invitational at 15, he was still hitting hybrids and woods into greens. At high school he won Player of the Year in 2008 and 2009, and in 2010 was invited to play on the Junior Ryder Cup. It was here that Justin and Jordan's friendship grew stronger and their relationship began to blossom. The pair both won their matches and helped the United States at back-to-back Ryder Cups in Gleneagle, Scotland. After finishing high school, Justin was now looking at the perfect college to join to help him progress. He looked around for a while, making sure he made the right choice, and mainly to get free entry into the big college basketball games. He ended up settling with the University of Alabama, and here his game went to the next level. His time at Alabama saw the growth spurt he'd been waiting for his whole life. That tiny aggressive little swing was now being controlled by a man. He went on to win 6 times for the Crimson Tide and was by far their standout player. He won the Phil Mickelson Freshman of the Year award and also won the Haskins and the Nicklaus awards for most outstanding collegiate golfer. But it wasn't just individual honours he won. In 2012 he helped the United States win the Eisenhower Trophy. In 2013 he helped the United States destroy Europe 20.5 to 9.5, winning all of his matches, and in the same year won the 2013 Walker Cup. Thomas was a member of the Alabama team that played in back-to-back championship finals in 2012 and 2013. Thomas set an Alabama record with 6 individual collegiate event victories before turning pro at the age of 20. JT could have turned professional earlier, but he delayed in order to play in the Walker Cup. Later that year he earned his tour card through qualifying school for the Web.com tour. This didn't halt JT's quick start into professional golf though. He got his maiden win at the 2014 Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship. This year was just a warm-up. He was ready and had been waiting his whole life for this moment. He finished a year 5th on the Web.com Tour and 3rd at the finals and earned himself a PGA Tour card for the 2015 season. The new addition to the team was Jimmy Johnson, an experienced caddy who had worked with the likes of Nick Price, Steve Stricker and Adam Scott. He was there to help Justin choose the right shot and not be too aggressive all of the time, something JT had struggled with in his early days. In his rookie year on the main tour, Thomas continued to impress, earning 4th place finishes at the Quicken Loans National and Sanderson Farms Championship. A further 5 top 10 places saw JT finish 32nd in the PGA Tour's FedEx Cup that season, narrowly missing out to Daniel Berger for Rookie of the Year. Growing up like every kid playing golf, their idol was Tiger, and for JT, it was no different. But not many of us saw this relationship blossoming. Tiger has been a huge part in Justin's progression to get to the next level. He was a key advocate in persuading him to get in the gym. JT hated the gym, but was willing to do anything to push himself to the world number 1. At the end of the calendar year, Thomas earned his first victory on the PGA Tour by winning the CIMB Classic in Kuala Lumpur by a single stroke over Adam Scott. He overcame a double bogey on the 14th hole during the final round and holed a 6-foot par putt to claim the win by a stroke. Thomas had earlier shot a course record 61 during the second round to contribute to a 26 under par winning score. So the first year had gone well, but fast forward 1 year later and he was back to defend his title and really put his foot on the gas. The defence of his first PGA Tour title primed Thomas for what would be an incredible breakout year, jam-packed with achievements and big money rewards. He started 2017 with a bang, winning the SBS Tournament of Champions in January, and a week later became just the 7th player in PGA Tour history to card a round of 59, achieving the feat at the Sony Open in Hawaii. He went on to win the tournament and set event record low totals after 18, 36, 54 and 72 holes. In the 2017 US Open at Erin Hills, Thomas looked set for a first major title after equalling the tournament's single round record with a 9 under par 63 in the 3rd round. He would fade on the final day though, carding a 75 to finish tied 9th. Thomas did not have to wait long for his first major however, winning that year's PGA Championship. He bounced back after a disappointing opening round of 73 to steadily close on the leaders. He would drain a 36-foot putt on the 9th for a birdie that moved him into a tie for the lead before dramatically claiming it for himself with another birdie putt at the following hole. His putt stalled on the lip of the 10th hole before dropping in dramatic Tiger fashion. Over the Labor Day weekend, Thomas claimed his 5th PGA Tour win at the Dell Technologies Championship in Boston. Thomas became just the 4th golfer to win 5 times, including a major in a PGA Tour season since 1960 before his 25th birthday, joining Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods and Jordan Spieth. JT then set his sights on the Tour Championship but narrowly missed out to Xander Schauffele. His runner-up finish was still enough to claim the 2017 FedEx Cup, and his incredible 2017 achievements saw him named as both the PGA Tour and PGA Player of the Year. In the aftermath of that incredible year, Thomas had settled in as one of the PGA Tour's most consistent players, but he was now looking for bigger things: the top spot, world number 1. Thomas started the 2017-2018 season strongly, claiming the CJ Cup in October, and 4 months later he added the Honda Classic to move to a career high of 3rd in the world rankings. But nothing was slowing him down yet. Just a week later he would rise to 2nd after losing in a sudden death playoff to Phil Mickelson at the WGC Mexico Championship. He was edging closer and closer and could see that crown in sight, but he just couldn't grab it. He had another chance of getting to number 1 at the 2018 WGC Match Play Championship but was denied by Bubba Watson in the semi-finals. Entering the 2018 Players Championship, all JT needed to do was finish above Dustin Johnson, but DJ wasn't going to give it up that easily. He put up one hell of a fight, but Thomas just pipped him by 1 shot to be crowned the new number 1 golfer in the world. Thomas held the top spot for 4 weeks before surrendering it back to Johnson. He was the 21st man to hold the number 1 spot since the inception of the rankings. So that was it. Multiple PGA Tour winner, major winner, and world number 1. So where do you go from here? JT would go on to be a huge player for the US in the Ryder Cups with an incredible record. He would top the money winning stakes in 2018 and in 2019. He would claim another brace of tournament wins to his record, winning the BMW Championship and the CJ Cup. He would reach the world number 1 spot, albeit briefly, after wins at the Century Tournament of Champions and St. Jude Invitational. He would win the Players' Championship, the 5th major named by many, after shooting a 64-68 at the weekend, claiming it was a pep talk from Tiger that spurred him on. So after an incredible start to JT's career, it seems strange why he'd want to change anything, especially something as important as a caddy. But something clearly wasn't right, and Justin Thomas and Jimmy Johnson parted ways, and in came tour caddy legend and Hall of Famer Jim Bones Mackay. Something that had to be on that list of goals for the pair was to contend in more majors. Despite that PGA Championship win of 2017, Thomas headed into the 2022 edition of that event with poor major record that read 25 stars and only 6 top 10s. But he made an early recce to the 2022 venue at Southern Hills. He immediately liked what he saw and proved it by carding a pair of 67s to lay third heading into the weekend. But his problems of the previous 18 months reappeared. He shot a third round of 74 to slip 7 shots back of the lead. Midway through the final round he was actually even in a worse position, but his own superb back 9 and struggles for the leader Mito Pereira left Thomas and Will Zalatoris in a 3-hole playoff which Thomas won. Thomas puts that win down to a pep talk from Bones on the range before heading out. So it feels like an end of a chapter in JT's career, and an opening of another. The duo have got off to an amazing start, and it looks as if they will build on this indefinitely. At 29, Justin is young, but incredibly experienced, and him and Bones have an exciting career ahead of them. That world number 1 spot doesn't look too far away, and another major seems likely. With mentors like Tiger Woods in his ear, I really see nothing but greatness for Justin Thomas.